Oopsie. Hello, everybody. What am I doing? Oh, come on. Here we go. That's what I want. I want to see my chat so that I can see who's out there and answer any questions. So, give me just 1 second. Getting organized here. Here we go. Oops. All right, so our topic today is law of attraction for weight loss. And I am really excited about this. A lot of people have been waiting for this. And our discussion is based on the book Money and the Law of Attraction, Learning to Attract Wealth, Health, and Happiness by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And of course, I'm going to add my own perspective wherever I feel called to do so. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Jennifer. So good to see you guys. All right, so, I was browsing through this because I knew we would be looking into it today, and I honestly feel like I have to read all of it to you because every word here has a lot of depth of meaning. So let's get started. We are on page 162 of the book, if you have the book. If you have this version of the book, because the book comes in many different versions. If you have this version of the book, we are on page 162. The heading on the top is A Process to Manage One's Body Weight. So Jerry says to Abraham, what process would you recommend to those wanting to control their body weight? Abraham responds, there are so many beliefs upon this subject. So many different methods have been tried. Yes, have been tried. And most beings who are struggling with the control of body weight have tried many of those methods with little lasting success. Sorry guys, my son has his friends over because our pool is open and I guess maybe somebody's outside. So Stella is making it known that somebody is outside at the door. All right. So their belief is that they cannot control their body weight, and so they do not. See, that's the thing. When you think that something is difficult, it becomes difficult because you have put that thought out there. And if you think, oh, how can I control this? This is not easy to control. Then that is what you're perpetuating into the future. It's our thoughts that create our reality. It's our belief systems. So when you feel that, oh, like this is difficult, then you make it even harder than it actually is. We would encourage a visualization of self as you are wanting to be. See yourself in that way, thereby attracting it. Now, I want to add to this. Yes, seeing yourself or seeing anything the way you want it to be, the process of visualization is a fantastic process, provided you know how to do it properly. And so the way I like to teach visualization, which I think is more effective, is to combine everything that I've learned from Abraham into the process. And how that works is, the whole idea of visualization is to go up the emotional scale. Doing the visualization from higher up on the emotional scale is sure to, guaranteed to bring good results. Doing the visualization from here, from a place of dejectedness or worry or feeling discouraged, That's not a good place to do visualization from. Because when you do visualization from a place like that, if your vibration is here, it's affecting what you are visualizing. So if you're going to visualize yourself the way you want to see yourself, then you have to first go up the emotional scale and then pre-pave your visualization. Hi Kelly, pre-pave your visualization. What is it that I want to accomplish here? And always, 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 always. See, now when I ask you, what do you want to accomplish here? What's your pre-paving? I know that many people will say, well, my pre-paving is I want to do this visualization so that I can accomplish weight loss. I wish I had one of those buzzers that they use on TV. Wrong answer. The pre-paving that we do and what we want to accomplish through our visualization is to feel good. That's it. We want to feel good. And when you feel good, everything that you want happens. So that's the main thing. The main event is feeling good. If you make the main event losing weight, now you've created attachment to the outcome. You've created resistance. And resistance never goes well. Resistance slows down and makes harder whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So for that reason, the main thing to do is to just ask to feel good. Feel good about what? I want to feel good because I know I can look like that. I know it. I believe it. I know I can look like that. And when you go into visualization using that perspective, it is totally different from going into the visualization with the perspective, I'm going to visualize so that I can manifest. Very different. Use the visualization as a tool to feel good, not as a tool to lose weight. And then you will have success with it. So, Abraham is saying the ideas and the confirmation from others and all of the circumstances and events that will bring it about easily and quickly for you will come into your experience once you begin to see yourself that way. See, because when we see ourselves the way we want to be, it should make us happy. And when we are happy, we go up the emotional scale. And when we are high on the emotional scale, then all those things that we want must come. When you feel fat, you cannot attract slender. When you feel poor, you cannot attract prosperity. That which you are, the state of being that you feel, is the basis from which you attract. That is why the better it gets, the better it gets. And the worse it gets, the worse it gets. When you feel very negative about something, do not try to hammer it out and solve it immediately, because your negative attention to it just makes it worse. Distract yourself from the thought until you feel better and then take another run at it from your positive, fresh perspective. If you don't feel good looking in the mirror, don't look in the mirror. Only do those things that make you feel good. Only do those things that help you to maintain your place high on the emotional scale. Because when we are high on the emotional scale, everything that we want happens. Not just the weight loss, the money, the relationship, everything else, the health, the self-worth, everything falls into place from a place high on the emotional scale. All right. So then Jerry says, is that why people often go on a crash diet and lose massive pounds and then they'll find themselves gaining it back? Is it because the desire was strong, but they didn't have the belief and the picture of themselves as a thin person, so they filled the fat picture back in again? How interesting is that? Abraham, they want the food. They believe that the food will make them fat. And so, as they are giving thought to that which they do not want in belief, they create that which they do not want. See, the thing is, you lose weight and then you start eating those things that you had put a stop to because you wanted to lose weight, and then you go back to eating them. But as you consume them, your thought is still the same. Instead of saying, yes, I've lost weight and now I am so thrilled because I can have this and I don't really need to worry about pounds and calories and all of that. I am healthy. I'm healthy and my body knows what to do with the food I eat is a very different thing, very different thought to hold in your head compared to the thought, oh, um, maybe I should still stay away from this. What if I eat this and I put another 2 pounds on? I just work so hard to lose all that weight that I've lost, and I really don't want to bring that weight back on. But I guess I could afford a cookie. I guess I could afford a piece of cake, right? So you eat it, but you haven't changed the belief about it. And if you do things without having changed your belief about them, then nothing has changed, right? Okay, so that's what Abraham is talking about over here. Abraham is saying they want the food, but they believe that the food is bad, and still they eat the food. So that's why they create that which they do not want. But that, again, is going about it in the hard way. For the most part, the reason why they lose weight and then gain it back quickly is that they never gain an image of self as they want it to be. They keep feeling fat. They keep thinking of themselves as that, and that is the image that they hold. Because even when people lose weight, when they look at themselves in the mirror, yes, of course they are happy, they are proud of themselves, but they have a belief, and the belief is, I am prone, I have a disposition to putting on weight. And when you have that disposition, when you think you have that sort of a disposition, then you don't really see yourself as someone who is always slender and slim and beautiful. You always, the music that's playing in the background, the subconscious thoughts are always negative when it comes to that sort of thing. Okay. Your body will respond to the image of self always. That is why if you see yourself as healthy, you will be. If you see yourself as slender, or whatever it is you're wanting in terms of muscle or shape or weight, that is what you will be. So isn't that interesting? I guess it really boils down to a question of self-worth, right? Because when we have self-worth, then we feel confident about whatever it is we are doing. When we have faith, so self-worth, and then the next thing is having faith, trust. When we trust that we have guidance, then we don't really have to worry about anything because we feel more confident about what we are going to do. If I feel bad looking at that piece of cake, that means my guidance is telling me that I'm not yet vibrationally ready to consume this piece of cake. And so therefore, I should stay away from it, because just saying the words, I know my body can deal with this substance or this food is not enough, because the belief isn't there. The words are not reflective of the belief. When the words start reflecting the belief and the belief is positive, that's when you can act. In the meantime, don't eat things that you think are not helpful, because it will always go in the direction of the underlying belief. All right, so now we're launching into a discussion about food. And Abraham is talking about, the question is, can I follow my bliss? Which means, can I eat whatever I feel like eating? And yes, we should be able to eat whatever we want. That's where we were when we were kids and we didn't have negative beliefs. As we became older and we started paying attention to the media, what the media was advertising out there, um, we came across people who were talking about weight loss and body image and had all sorts of issues. We absorbed that information, and when we absorbed that information, it became part of our belief system. Now we have that belief system. So every time we think of doing something, we have to ask what our inner guidance is telling us to do. Your inner guidance will tell you exactly what to do, because if you feel bad, then that means that you're not vibrationally ready to consume the food that you want to consume. You want to consume it. Intellectually, you feel that you should be able to consume it, but there's that belief that tugs on the opposite end, right? Our new belief is, so really what's happening is, with all of this law of attraction stuff that we learn, we develop new beliefs. And we want these new beliefs, we want to live our life in accordance with our new beliefs. Our new beliefs are empowering. Our new beliefs feel good. When you say, I can eat anything out there and my body knows what to do with it, that feels good. It's empowering. It gives us freedom. But then we have these opposing beliefs, our old belief system that says, oh, that thing has sugar in it, or that thing has carbs in it, or whatever those beliefs are. And now you've got this one belief pulling you in the direction that you want to go, and another belief that is pulling you in the complete opposite direction. So it literally pulls you apart, and the result of that pulling apart is that you don't get what you want. So this is what I call heart and mind alignment. Our heart and mind has to align. They both have to have the same belief. When our heart and our mind have the same belief, then we can make progress and we can do those things that we want to do. So our heart knows, our intuitive self knows, our higher self knows that we should be able to eat anything. But our mind does not allow it. Our mind says, no, this cannot be true. And that's when we get pulled apart. Okay, so let's read what Abraham is saying here. Abraham says, some have argued that if they do take our advice and follow their bliss, always looking for things that feel good, they would happily eat things that are detrimental to their health or their body weight. People do often choose food to try to fill the void when they're not feeling good. So I want to stop here and just say one thing, and that is, the emotional scale, when you understand it, gives us the answer to all our law of attraction questions. Hi Lillian, good to see you here. And that is, you do not do anything when you're high on the emotional scale. You do not do anything that hurts you or hurts anyone else. When you are high on the emotional scale, why? You can't do anything from here that hurts you or hurts anyone else. Why? Well, because this is a place of love. When you are high on the emotional scale, you love yourself. You love yourself enough to do that which is good for you. And when you're high on the emotional scale, you are a lover of all things and all beings in the universe. You love the animals and the plants equally. You love people equally. And that is why you cannot do anything to hurt yourself or anyone else when you are here. You will never. So I have people coming and saying to me, Zara, well, that means if I can eat anything, that means I should be able to drink a whole bottle of Clorox and nothing will happen to me. Zara, that is what you're telling me. No, that's not what Zara is saying. Absolutely not. What Zara is saying is, go up the emotional scale, and when you're here, you will never think, the thought will not occur to you that you should drink a whole bottle of Clorox. Why? Well, because you know it's harmful. And when you're over here, you love yourself too much to do yourself any harm. Yes, because yes, everything has a nutrition value. Everything is has a vibration. The food that we eat has a vibration. Everything in the universe has a vibration. And yes, there are things that are not good for the physical body, but you will never gravitate towards eating them if you are in alignment. So the only thing we have to worry about is alignment, because we know that we will always make the right decision about what to eat and drink and where to go and what to do and how to treat people. We will always make the right decision when we are up here. And we will always make decisions that we are not quite satisfied with when we are down here. And that, in a nutshell, is what law of attraction is all about. Yes, Sherry, it always is about loving ourselves, isn't it? Love yourself. Self-worth. Love everyone. Because why? Because we are an extension of Source. And what is Source? Source is love. All right. What is YouTube telling me to do? Hang on one second, folks. Hi, Lena. Hi, Shannon. Good to see you guys. Yes. All right. Okay. So let's move forward. People often choose food to try to fill the void when they are not feeling good. Why? Why is that? Because when you are used to using something that is outside of you to feel good, and that's what society has taught us. That's what we've grown up. I don't know about you, maybe I'm wrong about you, but I know about me. I was taught that when I'm not feeling good, that I should look towards things that make me feel good, and it was never made out to be about my self-thought. It was, I was giving power to the thing that was outside of me. And so that is why people consume foods that they actually know are not good for them, because they know that the food tastes good and they enjoy the taste. So people will eat things that they don't think are good for them, because at some level they want to enjoy something, some relief, and that relief comes to them in the form of a pleasant taste in the mouth. And that is why, so they're trying to fill this void, which is a vibrational void, which is a feeling void. They're trying to fill that emotional void with a good tasting ice cream or a glass of wine or something like that. And unless you accompany that food or drink with the appropriate self-talk, then you actually end up doing more harm than good. Okay. However, if you have been tending to your vibrational balance for a while and you have learned the power of positively directing your thoughts towards an image of your body as you want it to be, then if you believe that eating a particular food is contrary to accomplishing that desire, negative emotion would come forth as guidance. It is never a good idea to pursue any action that brings forth negative emotion, because the negative emotion means there is an energy imbalance. And any action that you participate in during negative emotion will always produce negative results. So, in a nutshell, that is what I was explaining to you earlier. Okay. Negative emotion does not occur within a person because a particular food is contrary to well-being, but because of current contradictory thoughts. Isn't that interesting? Just stay with those words for a minute. I'm going to read them again. They are really important words. Negative emotion does not occur within a person because a particular food is bad, but because of their current thought processes. So, no food is good or bad per se from the top of the emotional scale, right? Um, our No, actually, I want to say it differently. The best of foods will not give you the well being that you want to derive from them if you're consuming those absolutely beautiful, excellent, organic whole foods from here. They will not give you the benefit that you want to get if you are low on the emotional scale. And that is the key. How food is processed in our body depends on where we are on the emotional scale. And so, this is in the unlimited workout, in the unlimited 40-day workout. We bless our food every day. When we eat something, we bless, we enjoy it, we pay attention to what we are eating. Pay attention to what you're eating, because mindfulness is all about that, and mindfulness with appreciation is a very good thing. You're eating food, it's so delicious, it's so yummy, I love it, I love the taste, and I'm actually thinking of what I just had for dinner. It was so delicious. And then you talk about how it looks. See, the idea is to use your five senses and focus them completely on what you are eating. That is what makes you mindful in the moment. Focus your five senses on what you're eating with appreciation. Enjoy what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, the texture of it. All of those things, when you enjoy all of those things, you go up the emotional scale, because appreciation will always take us up the emotional scale. And when we go up the emotional scale and now we consume the food that we are eating, then we derive the maximum benefit out of that food. So, just as an example, maybe you go and you grab a burger to eat from a fast food place that really it does not have all the nutritive value that it could have. But if you consume it, let's say nothing else is available, right? And you're really hungry, and that's the food that you consume. Well, if you are up here on the emotional scale when you consume that food, you will derive every tiny little bit of goodness that is in that food, even though overall that food may not be the best of things to eat, but you will get the maximum benefit it is capable. Underline that. You will get what that food is capable of delivering in terms of nutrition. But the same food, when you have it and you're low on the emotional scale, you are not able to derive any benefit from it at all. So, yes, eating it makes your hunger go away, but really does not help in providing you with the nutrition that your body needs. All right. Um, so moving along, two people could eat identical diets and follow similar exercise programs and get opposite results, which means there is much more to the equation than the consumption of the food and the burning of calories. Your results are always and only about your alignment of energy caused by the thoughts you think. That's it, right? That's the important thing. That's the important thing to remember. All right, just gonna see if I have any messages coming up. Okay. Any questions, guys, at this point? Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that needs more clarification? Do you want to talk about anything to do with food or weight management? If you have a question, post your question and I will come back to it because I'm going to keep going. All right. A good rule of thumb is get happy, then eat. But do not try to eat your way to happiness. Beautiful words. I love those words. When I was using that example of ice cream, I think this fits exactly. Get happy, then eat the ice cream. But do not try to eat your way to happiness using ice cream, right? As you have come to make your emotional balance your top priority, your relationship with food will change and your impulse towards food will change. But even more important, your response to food will change. Altering behavior about food without tending to your vibration nets minimal results. This is what I was trying to say before, is that if you feel that, and I know with understanding law of attraction, we all understand that anything is possible. So therefore, I should be able to eat that piece of cake that I want to consume. But I haven't changed my belief system about cake consumption. I still believe that if I eat cake, then I am going to put on weight. So I have to ask myself, what's more important? Consuming the cake because I like the taste of it, or losing the weight? And that answer determines what I do next. That's a decision I'm making. So I can look at the cake and say, not doing that today because I really would like to work my way towards weight reduction. So I'm going to let that cake go. On the other hand, someone might say, you know what? I should be able to eat this cake because my body knows what to do. Yes, your body does know what to do, but you haven't changed your belief. You still think that that piece of cake contains sugar and carbs and other stuff that you should not be putting in your body. So even though you think that it should not do you harm, but it is going to be harmful for you because you haven't changed your belief system about it. And that's it. All right. Hi, Marlene. So let me finish what Abraham was saying about this. Altering behavior about food without tending to your vibration nets minimal results, while altering thought will yield great returns without the necessary altering of the behavior. So you don't have to alter your behavior. So for example, if someone doesn't go to the gym and work out for an hour or two every day, well, you don't have to change your behavior. If you just change your thoughts, then that is the biggest change that you can accomplish. And what you want will come to you just from doing that. And so let us say that you have decided that you want to be very slender, but you currently do not see yourself as you want to be. And your belief is, if I eat this food, I will be fat. As you have a desire to be slender, but a belief that eating this food will make you fat, you would feel negative emotion if you begin to eat the food. You might call it guilt, disappointment, or anger, but whatever it is, eating the food feels bad because given the set of beliefs that you hold and given the desire that you hold, this action is not in harmony. And so if you are following your bliss, you would find yourself feeling good about eating the things that do harmonize with your beliefs and bad about eating the things that do not. Once a desire has been established within you, it is not possible to offer behavior that you believe contradicts it without feeling negative emotion. Lovely words. Amazing words. Beautiful, beautiful words. I love where it ends. Once a desire has been established within you, it is not possible for you to act in a way that you believe contradicts your desire. Basically, that's what Abraham is saying. Because every time you do that, every time you take any action that is contradictory to your desire, you will not want to. You'll feel negative emotion. Okay. All right, let me just check for messages and comments. All right. So no questions, huh? Awesome. That's fantastic. I don't see any questions. Just highs and hellos, which are always welcome. I like hearing from you when you join me on the live. That's how I know who's here. Okay. What are my beliefs about food? So then the question is, Abraham, how can I find out what my beliefs are so that I it helps me in two ways. Number one, I might discover that I have beliefs that I no longer wish to have, so I can change them. And number two, if I have beliefs that I've not changed, then I know to stay within them and not step outside them. Okay. Abraham says, the beliefs that you hold regarding food are boldly reflected in the experiences you are living. If you believe that you can eat most anything and not gain weight, that is your experience. If you believe that you gain weight easily, then you do. If you believe that certain foods give you an energy boost, they do. If you believe that certain foods deflate your energy, they do. If you want to be slender but you believe that a particular diet is not conducive to being slender and you take the action of eating that diet, you will gain weight. People often initially balk at our seemingly simplistic analysis of your beliefs about food and how they affect your physical reality because they believe that their beliefs have come about by observing experience. And it is hard for them to argue with the factual evidence that the living of their own life and the observation of others' lives has provided them. Interesting, because you see, this is the thing. When media, when advertisements, when television programs, documentaries, magazines, and books are written about how sugar is bad for you, then all of us have grown up thinking sugar is bad. So when you consume it, you're actually going against your belief about sugar, and when you go against your belief about sugar, then that actually is detrimental and gives you the opposite of what you want. So we collect our evidence from observing what other people are doing, observing our own actions, and our own actions will always give us results congruent with what we think, right? So if I think sugar is bad, then I will get results or I will find evidence that sugar is bad. That's just law of attraction. Okay, next heading, we are on page 165. Opinions of others about my body are insignificant. But a lot of times we look at ourselves through other people's eyes. That's why we want to know what other people think about how we look. Hey, I bought this new dress. How do you like it? Do you like it? Do you think it looks nice on me? Why would we ask that question, right? We just have to be able to trust our own opinion about the dress that we bought. But oftentimes that's not what it is. Question. A significant other pointed out to me that I have a little roll along my belt line and it would be good if I worked hard to get rid of it. I could exercise more or eat less or order salads. And because she's a significant other, I took it to heart and my roll got bigger. Abraham says in answer, the most important thing that we want you to understand is that when you are using the word other, always use the word insignificant regarding him or her. So not significant other, insignificant other. Okay. Of course, we understand that people in your life are significant, but you must not let their opinion of you be more important than your own. And anytime anyone influences you to focus upon something that makes you feel bad, you have received negative influence. So when somebody points out something and says, "Oh, I love you, that's why I'm telling you this," they do love you and they are well meaning. However, what they've done is they've pointed your attention to something that is not does not make you happy, and in doing so they have initiated a process and they don't know it and you don't know it either, where the thing that you don't like, that you put your attention to, is now on its way to you. We want you to practice your own thoughts so steadily that opinions of others become irrelevant to you. The only freedom you will ever experience comes when you achieve an absence of resistance, which means you will have figured out how to align your chronic thoughts with the thoughts of your own inner being. We have never seen anyone achieve that alignment or the feeling of freedom when they are factoring the desires and beliefs of others into the equation. There are just too many moving parts and it cannot be sorted out, because you cannot stay on top of what someone else is thinking and feeling. You just can't, because you can't get into their heads and be privy to every thought that they're thinking. So Abraham says, and so if someone says to you, "I see something about you that I don't like," we would say, "Look someplace else." "What do you think of my nose? Cute little thing, is it not? What about this ear over here?" In other words, we would encourage them to look for positive aspects, and we would be playful and not allow our feelings to be hurt. In fact, we would practice positive thought about our life until we render our feelings unhurtable. So, you know what I say about this, right? Unicorns. A lot of unicorns are on just now. You know, unicorns, what I say is, be a duck. Be a duck and let it all fall off your feathers. Don't let it permeate. Don't let anyone else's opinion permeate your feathers. All right, so now Abraham is giving us words or a prayer that we can use on a daily basis. So first we're going to talk about, first Abraham is talking about how some people are thinking about their body, and then Abraham is giving us a prayer to recite in order for us to achieve the weight loss that we want to accomplish. So this paragraph is entitled, "An Example of My Old Story About My Body." I am not happy about the way my body looks. I've been trim and fit at times in my life, but it has never been easy, and those periods never lasted long. It seems to me that I always had to work irrationally hard to even get close to the way I wanted to look, and then I just couldn't manage to stay there. I'm tired of depriving myself of good things to eat, only to end up not looking good anyway. This is hard. I just don't have the kind of metabolism that allows me to eat much of anything that tastes good. It's really not fair. But I don't like being fat either. Now, on page 167 is an example of my new story about my body. My body is a reflection mostly of the thoughts I think. I am happy to understand the power of directing my thoughts, and I am looking forward to seeing physical changes in my body which reflect my changes in thinking. I feel as I feel good as I anticipate my improved size and shape, and I am confident that those changes are in progress. And in the meantime, I am generally feeling so good that I am not unhappy with where I currently am. It is fun to think on purpose, and even more fun to see the results of those deliberately chosen thoughts. My body is very responsive to my thoughts. I like knowing that. There is no right or wrong way to tell your improved story. It can be about your past, present, or future experiences. The only criterion that is important is that you be conscious of your intent to tell a better feeling, improved version of your story. Telling many good feeling short stories throughout your day will change your point of attraction. Just remember that the story you tell is the basis of your life, so tell it the way you want it to be. All right, folks, that is it. With that, we come to the end of this section. The next section is called Careers as Profitable Sources of Pleasure. So, next time when we meet on Wednesday night book study, we will start this new section. I don't think I want to start it just now. All right, so we have a few minutes before we wrap it up, and so I'm going to say it's your turn to ask questions if you have any. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes, and if there are no questions, I will close the call. So tell me, who has a question? Or do you have a question that we can help look after? Looking at YouTube as well. Does anyone have a question on YouTube? I don't see any. Okay, thank you. That's good to know. So just someone on YouTube saying your explanations are so good that I don't have any questions. That's nice. All right. People on Facebook. All right, for sure. You can rewatch because it'll get posted tonight or right after we finish. Okay, guys on Facebook, do you guys have any questions? Any questions on Facebook? No questions coming through on YouTube. But that's exciting. That means everyone got value here and it was good enough that you don't have any questions. That's exciting. Thank you so much for joining me. Those of you who are members of the mastermind group, I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. And those of you who are in the unlimited Law of Attraction 40-day workout, I will see you on Saturday at our webinar. In the meantime, have a fabulous rest of the evening, and I will catch up with you later. Bye for now. You're welcome, RDM. Law of Attraction. Oops. For weight loss. And bye, guys. I'm excited about this. A lot of people have been waiting for this.